All right, what up?
What's going on, man?
I'm gonna have a lot of questions that's going on. A lot
Man,
of questions.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to talk.
Okay. So we've been talking a lot about finally doing some content around your futures trading because you've been
Yeah.
killing it with futures. That's like the hot thing right now. Most people aren't having success statistically, but you are a lot of success. And we've been
Well,
talking about making content about it. So we're finally going to do that.
I've been hesitant to share a lot about it, but I mean, it's been nice. It's been good. Uh,
We're overdue. We're long overdue to share. So,
well, I've had a lot of people ask me about it, so I'm glad we're starting this little series.
yes. And we're men of the people, We're just here to give the people what they want.
That's right. Trying to at least.
All right, well, let's do this intro thing. And then basically, this whole thing is going to be an intro to futures. I know nothing about futures, so I am going to be asking you everything to know, at least to get started in futures.
I damn sure don't know everything, but
You know
I
enough to
know
get started and do well.
to get started.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so obviously, I don't know anything about futures, right? I've never traded a single future contract. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, if I want to trade futures, right? Where do I go to even begin that process? Like, who do you use to trade? Because you're not trading your money, right? You're using a funded futures program, correct?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started messing with futures last year, around February of last year, I was looking into it at the end of 2022, but I actually started messing with it January or February of 23. So obviously, I already knew. I've been trading for a few years anyway, so it wasn't like I was just totally green to the whole idea, but I didn't know much about it, and I probably went through, I don't know, probably like between $5,000 and $8,000 of my own money, just burning it up in real, just not real, but just regular future accounts. Like I had a few Ninja accounts, I had a few Trade Station accounts, a few Trade Evade accounts. So
So
that
you're
kind of got.
using your own money to get you started.
I did start with my own money,
Okay.
but that's when I figured out about these programs, where like Apex.
Hold on, you cut out. Say that one more time.
I said the one that I like the most, the actual uh, funding program that I like the most is Apex.
Okay, so if I want to get started trading futures, right? Because, like, look, if y'all are watching this, I literally know nothing about trading futures. I don't know anything. So, like, these questions that I'm asking are legitimate questions that I don't know. And eventually I'm going to start getting into some futures and dabbling because you've done really well with it. So it'd be stupid for me not to learn from you, especially since we trade together all the time. But these questions are things that I literally don't know and hopefully helps a lot of people how to get started. So Apex, right? This is who you use to actually fund you essentially the money to trade futures with.
Yeah, yeah. And we have a little affiliate link, so we can share
So
that.
it'll be, yes, that'll be in the description because you have used Apex for a while. You've had success with Apex. You've even had multiple payouts with Apex. So as far as a legitimacy thing, yes, it's legit. Yes, you're
Yeah,
getting paid. You've gotten some nice payouts from Apex, actually.
yeah, man. And they're
Um,
always running little sales, and you can use our little affiliate link to get the best deal. So basically, the way I do it is they've got several different platforms that you can use. A lot of people like Ninja, the platform Ninja. Ninja's okay. I've used it. It's not my favorite though. I prefer, and these are the options with Ninja. You've got these different size accounts, and then you've got Tradevate, which with Tradevate, if you get the Tradevate accounts, you can still use them on Ninja as well.
But
so really, to me,
and you like Tradevate.
I like Tradevate.
Can you tell me why you like Tradevate?
Yeah, so with Tradevate, I use the 50K accounts. They've got a $2,500 drawdown per account. I'm typically trading 10 accounts. So what I like about Tradevate is, and here's Tradevate. This is the platform. This is what basically it's very customizable. You can customize it however you want, this is just some a practice account and some other accounts. But you can go here to manage groups under your accounts. And I've got this account called Copy, and I could put all these accounts into that little box there. Save. So those are all.
That right there that you just did, is that because so what he does, or what, and we've talked a little bit about it. He posts about it in the room every day, but you'll make like, let's just say $300, right? You make $300 on a futures trade, but that futures trade is then copied from one account to all your accounts. So that $300 trade could turn into a $3,000 trade.
Exactly.
So two questions with that, two follow-up questions. How do you get multiple accounts? Question one.
Okay. So basically it just goes back to here on Apex. It says 187 a month, but like I said, they're always running sales. Use the discount link or whatever, get you whatever size account you want. I prefer the 50K accounts. I like having $2,500 worth of drawdown room and spread it out across 10 accounts. So I'll trade one single NQ contract, and instead of, and then I scout. But we'll get into strategies later with it. I do this so I can spread my risk out, and I can work it like it's a big account. But
so you can buy that 50K account right there. That you can buy one of those and split that into multiple accounts.
No, so you'll have to.
You got to buy multiple accounts and pass multiple evals.
Yes, but I mean, you can put all those. If you say you got 10 evals, like that's how it works. I should have said that first, but
no, that's fine, because these are the type of these are legitimate questions. Again, for folks that don't believe, I literally know nothing about futures.
Well, see, that's why it works out better for you to be asking me, because just like we were talking about before, I start talking about it because a lot of it's kind of gotten to be second nature in my head, But
yeah.
You start trying to tell somebody about it, and you're like, man, I realize how much of this I need to explain that I'm not explaining. You know what I mean?
Right. So if I wanted 3 accounts to link up together, 3, 5, 10, whatever I wanted, I'd have to pay for 3, 5, 10, however many accounts, pass those evals, or even whether their evals are funded, you could link them together, whether or not their eval are funded, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if I paid for 2 evals, I could link them together. And then if they go funded, right? Cool, they're funded. And let's say I wanted to buy 2 more accounts, then I could link together the 2 funded plus the 2 evals all together using
trade
this
them all
platform.
at the same time. Yep.
Perfect.
And
okay.
So it would be like if
so real quick before not to cut you off, but I want to ask this too for people like me who have 0 funded or 0 eval accounts. When you pass an eval and it goes funded, are you then maybe buying another eval once you have one funded, and then when a second goes funded, then you buy a third eval and keep kind of collecting as you go along?
I've done it like that. I've also done it where when they have sometimes they'll have like a 90% off sale at Apex.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I can get, each one of these 50Ks it would usually be $187. It's like less than $19.
So at that point,
So,
you could buy 10 for
yeah,
190 bucks and have 10 accounts.
yeah, and you can have up to 20.
And then you can link them all together. Boom. So
Oh,
you pass one eval, you pass 10 evals all at the same time.
yep.
Okay,
Now,
I'm with you.
so,
All right, so that part I got.
and so, realistically, you've got, that's a lot of buying power. Now, you have to think of it as $2,500, really, because that's the drawdown.
Yep.
But I mean, that's still plenty. And
Right.
when you pass the eval, you have to pay like $100 fee to get it to the funded account. It's like $105. So that's on top of the eval fee. But then you can either do the monthly fee for the paid account, which is like $105, or they have a lifetime one. It's like $160. It is very easy to blow these accounts. So, you can do the monthly if it's your first one. It's really just up to you. But the whole
even
point of it,
$100 is a hell of a lot cheaper than. I mean, you said it from the get-go, not to throw salt in your wounds, but your own money, $6,000-8,000 gone versus a couple $100.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, trading. You're trading your own capital. There's obvious inherent risks, but these funded programs do de-risk you. But there's also extra challenges. But those extra challenges also increase the amount that you're de-risked at the same time. So, pros and cons.
In my opinion, there's no reason to trade your own money with futures, at least not for my strategy.
Right.
Now, for some people's strategy.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, like, for some people's strategy, you can't swing these. You have to day trade these. So if you're looking for like a long swing with like futures contracts, this isn't for you. But most people want to day trade.
Right. I wouldn't want to swing futures. They don't freaking stop, man. Like, they don't stop. I don't know if I could sleep.
Yeah, they trade 23 hours a day. They have like a 1 hour between like 4 p.m. our time and 5 p.m. where they stop.
So there's no way I could swing stuff. There's no way.
And they don't trade on Saturdays, but they trade. I think the market's about to open back up right now, and like it either already did open back up or it's opening back up in like a minute or so. Just
Crazy.
as we're recording this video. Yeah, but anyway, that's my whole spill on that. Is it from when I started, the amount of money that I lost just learning on it, you could really, really tone that way down. I mean,
for sure.
You could get a 50K account that's $2,500 worth of drawdown. Say you pass the eval and you make $1,000 and then you blow the account on the funded account. Well, I mean, that sucks, but you're out, $120, $130.
Right.
Whereas in any other way, you lose $2,500 of your own money.
Yep.
There's really no reason not to do this. I promise you, they really do pay out. I'm doing my taxes right now. I got my 1099s from them. They really do pay out. And I'm not saying that it's super easy to be successful with the first time, but I mean, if you know how to trade, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, and that's with any trading. Like, no form of trading is easy. It's all hard. Whether it's small caps, futures, it doesn't matter. It's all hard. But at least with stuff like this, especially for I've never traded futures. So if I'm going to try to trade futures, yeah, I'd rather do this and risk my own capital for sure.
Exactly, man. And I mean, like I said, you can use Tradevate or you can use Ninja. Tradevate, though, that's one thing I was going to mention is the copier is free on Tradevate.
Ninja.
You have to buy You have to buy some software to add to Ninja to do the copier, if you want to trade them copied like that.
Well, I almost think that's the move, right? Copying multiple accounts, be it because the fact that you can copy eval and funded is, I mean, to me, makes just makes sense. Why would you not do that? I guess.
It's a time
I mean,
saver.
maybe keeping one out, or if you have 10, maybe keeping one or two out just in case, so you have a backup or whatever. But I mean, for the most part, I'm going to want to copy the bulk of my account. So Tradeovate, it's free to copy. Ninja, not free to copy unless you buy some additional software.
Yeah, and it's not much. It's like $150 or $200, something like that. I can't remember. But
yeah, this is Tradeovate, and Tradeovate does it for free. And the Tradeovate, I mean, his platform looks, I don't know, it looks fine.
I prefer this platform. They have a web-based platform, which I'm on right now. They also have a desktop version, but they look exactly the same. I have both of them. I'm just for the sake of this video, just flipping between these, so it's quicker.
The desktop and the web platforms, they look, move, interact, operate the same way.
Yeah.
Which is good because you and I both know that historically speaking, for other brokers, web and desktop platforms are night and day. Like they are not the same. And you almost have to learn two different platforms because they're anyway, that's getting too far off topic. But the fact that they're the same is nice.
If they're not the same, they're very close. I mean, they also have a phone app. I did have it on my phone for a while, but I took it off just because the distraction and like the possibility of me hopping on there and making a rando trade because I'm bored. I just don't want that.
Yeah, especially since futures really don't stop. Like you said, 23 hours a day is pretty wild. You could literally pop on your phone at 8 a.m., 8 p.m. It doesn't matter. You can hop on any time and make trades.
And I would, and that's my thing is it's more like a discipline thing to me, just so I can't break my discipline. I have one setup I trade on here. Well, really two, but they're very similar. And I can get into that a little bit towards the end of the video. But I mean, that's a pretty much, a basic breakdown. There's some other little specifics on it, like the trailing drawdown. You can track all that here. You've got a trailing drawdown with these accounts. Now, this is an account through something else. This is just a practice account. I'm just using it just for the sake of the video. You can see here that hang on. Sorry. Has this trailing drawdown, but with these accounts, when you're in the eval mode, when you're trying to pass the evals, and just pretend like this is 50K, you're trying to get to 53,000 without ever, losing 2,500, but it trails. So say you're up $1,000. Well, now your drawdown's only 1,500 from the starting point instead of 2,500.
Oh,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you've mentioned before that the trailing drawdown is tough, but that's just where being consistent, of course, comes into play.
Exactly, and that's why
you keep your risk real. I mean, you keep your risk tight with these things.
Yeah, I mean, there's been several times in the past where I didn't, and ruined a lot of big gains and things like that. I mean, it's just part of it, man. It's just like part of learning to be a better trader and learning to do this. And that kind of goes hand in hand with my strategy for these. It's extremely different from how I trade small caps.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed too, because you post this stuff in the room. Small caps, we usually are holding for a decent chunk of the move, right? Like the meat of the move. But these futures, you're pretty much scalping. But then again, these futures contracts you're trading are they're big money. Just all right. So real quick, let me just an example, right? We don't want to go too much into like strategy and all that yet. But you got an example chart, right? Like just one, so we can see like how you kind of, our small caps. Like I said, we're catching pretty well. We aim to catch pretty decent sized moves, 10, 15, 20%. Sometimes we get lucky and catch bigger moves than that. But with futures, you're catching what look to be scalps, but again, futures are pretty big money contracts. So like these little scalps can be pretty big money, especially when they're copied over the course of 2, 5, 10 accounts.
Yeah, I mean, like if you think about how much of size you're taking when you copy all these, when you're taking this many contracts, I mean, realistically, you might be taking $250,000 to $500,000 position size with just a couple of contracts, you know, copied across a few counts.
Right.
Accounts. Yeah, because, you know, I mean, it's just so high leverage, and I'll share this real quick. Just a quick little example of what it looks like when I trade these. And I put the arrows white just so it's easy to see. You can see the time here, the timestamp. This is from a few days ago, and this is what it.
Pretty much hitting it right after open.
Yeah, and I have
within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't just. This is a short. I prefer to short, but you know you don't always get that. Let's see. I put these in the white so you could see them. You see how small.
Yeah, this is good. So this move, right? The red arrows are you shorting the contract or whatever, and the greens are your covers. It looks. Scroll to the right just a little bit. Yeah, okay, there we go. So we can see the dollar amounts on the right, but it looks like a minuscule amount. But how much money roughly did those trades make off of just one account?
Like $400.
Right. So that's where it gets crazy, right? That little tiny move right there, because that looks minuscule over the course of the whole chart. That little tiny move was $400 P&L copied across. If you have 3 accounts, 1,200, 10 accounts, 4,000, you know, whatever. You scale it as you have however many accounts. But that is vastly different than what we typically do for small caps.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, you can kind of see what I'm doing here, and you can see just how much of, you know, I didn't catch near all that move, but you can kind of see what I'm looking at, and with the colors on, you can see even a little more. I'm waiting.
The whole thing with futures has always been, since I've known you to be talking about futures, is you try to replicate a specific strategy over and over and over and over again on a daily or almost daily basis, and you're trying to just catch a quick small move, few $100 copied times 10 times, and you're trying to just do that over and over and over while also literally risking nothing. Like, you try to keep your risk like so tight that if it goes against you, you cut immediately.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't know if you can see here, but like I even cut, like I think I took 2 short there, and when this candle, I think it almost started to turn green, or just looked like it was about to move a little higher, like when that candle right there opened up, and I cut the other one, and then immediately I added it back in and took them off, you know. Right. I mean, I'm still catching.
That's the thing too with futures, right? Is the liquidity is just endless, so you're getting executed is instant. You have
you can use market orders. You can get in and out quick with this, man. There's no lack of
small caps. There sometimes you struggle to get executed because of SSR or liquidity or just small caps in general. The spreads can be bad, whatever. But with futures, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Exactly, man. I mean, I should have mentioned this before too. This is the NQ contract, the full size NQ, the NASDAQ futures.
That's what you primarily trade, though, right?
Yeah, I trade the NQ. I'll trade the ES sometimes, but the NQ is so much more volatile. There's so much more movement on the NQ. And for what the way that I'm trading these, what I'm trying to do, this is, for me, is ideal. And I've come to this conclusion over about a year of doing it with NQ and ES. I've realized that I like NQ.
Well, coming from a small cap trader, it makes sense to me, because the small cap traders were hunting that volatility. So to me, that kind of fits your mold from what you're normally used to.
Exactly, man. And obviously everybody's like, man, if you're catching, waiting for a rejection right there at a key spot, if you're a trader and you can look at this, just the way that this looks, the formation, I mean, you can see what I'm doing here. They're not always like this. This is a good example, but
that is clean.
Yeah, I mean, it's clean rejection into a level, and I'm covering pretty quick. And I've had a lot of people say, that I'm not holding long enough and things like that. But I don't want to trade these all day, because I start. It's very easy to get tilted on these, man. It's very easy to lose your cool, in my opinion. I mean, because if I would have held this move and thought I caught the top for the day, like I usually do on small caps, I mean, that's later on in the day.
Right.
I mean, this thing is just relentlessly strong. But as you can see, I had my trade in my time period. I made my money. I didn't touch it again.
But that's what you aim to do. Most of your trades come in the first 30 minutes of the day, right? For futures.
Yep. All of them. I mean, I try to limit myself to that. The few times when I don't, I mean, sometimes I get rewarded for it, but more than often I get punished for it. And you don't have to trade this strategy. You know what I mean? This is just my strategy. And I don't mind.
Yeah, we are gonna do more content in the future on what you're doing, because I know there's a lot of talk in small caps about edge erosion, stuff like that, but in futures, not really a thing. The liquidity is there's just too much liquidity to worry about. Edge erosion.
Yeah, I don't really think that I'm gonna lose. I mean, my edge is pretty basic, and I mean, I have a set amount every day that I'd be, like a max loss would be. Right now, I've been making myself stop if I got to where I lost like $500, which is way too much. It's really way too much. But these are just, it's so easy to do that. So that's why I'm trying to be very careful. I had an all green week on these. But if I would have kept trading this all day, there's no way that I'd have an all green week. No,
but I think that's cool. The fact that whether it's you trying to also trade small caps, or people who are working, or people who just want to do other stuff, right? Like the fact that you're trading these just in that small 30-minute window shortly after open for the most part, like I think that, plus same with small caps, right? Midday chop is a MFer. Like it's
man, there's that in futures too. It's exactly the same way. And we'll get into a lot of this more, when we talk more about strategies and stuff with futures. I'd like to get some feedback and see what people think about these videos and whatnot. But I find that the moves in the midday, unless you've got real good levels to risk off of, the moves are stronger. So you have to really, it takes more work if you're trading on midday. Whereas in the morning, I have my strategy where it works pretty good, and it's pretty easy and low risk.
And you've made money because you're paying taxes.
Unfortunately, paying taxes.
Yeah. All right. So if I needed to get started, right? If I want to trade futures tomorrow, step one, go to Apex, get an account. We talked about that. It'll be in the description on where to go for an account and get a discount, because obviously they're always running discounts all the time. So you don't have to really ever pay $187. Get the discount, sign up for Apex, at least get an account. Tradeovate, because Tradeovate lets me copy.
Yeah, I mean,
I got enough accounts to copy.
Try Ninja. I would say, both of them, I'm pretty sure offer free sim accounts, Tradeovate and Ninja. So you could get download both of them and see which one you prefer. A lot of people prefer Ninja. So just check and see what you like best. In my opinion, just see if you like Ninja, see if you like Tradeovate.
Well, that's a good point, because I prefer and use Thinkorswim for all of my charting stuff, as you, and that's where we differ big time. You hate Thinkorswim. I love them. You hate them.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I just don't
lie. You hate my Thinkorswim. It's all right. It's all good.
I mean, I'm still using it sometimes. Oh, that's another thing. I meant to mention that too. I like using and you can get the free version of this too. Trading View is really nice.
Trading View has a free version. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Trading View has a free
I've never
version.
used Trading View. I know people swear by it, love it, think it's the best thing ever. I've never done it because obviously I'm a huge fan of Thinkorswim. But Trading View it's free.
Yeah, they have a free version.
Then if you pay, what are you paying for?
You can have more charts up here, and just several other things. Like you
I
can
didn't know it
use
was free.
more indicators, make custom scripts, just several other things.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I like Thinkorswim, is because a lot of the scripts.
But
anyway.
you can do custom scripts for free on here too. You just can't put as many on your chart if you don't pay for it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, TradingView is good. I've used them for years.
I have not. I've never even. All right. I'm gonna check out TradingView. All right. So Apex, try out Tradeovate, Ninja, whatever you prefer. I would go Tradeovate just for the simple copying aspect.
It just makes copying easier to me. I mean,
that makes sense. You did it in like 2 seconds. In 2 seconds, you copied your and the fact that you can copy evals or funded seems logical, I guess. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's easy to get. If you are to go on tilt or something and you're blowing up a lot of evals, which, I mean, I've gone through a bunch, before I got funded and stuff like that. It's easy, if you're trying to get that 20 account or 10 accounts, I mean, if you're blowing up 10 at a time, you really got to check yourself, because it's easy to do. So just,
I could say for me right off the top, I'm going to get one account just to experiment and try it, and then I'd work my way up. I'm not going to jump in and get 10, because you're right. You jump in and get 10, you blow 10 out of the gate. That sucks.
Exactly.
All right, so Apex, get the account. Assume I get Tradeovate, TradingView if I wanted. I mean, is there anything else? Is that it to get started? That's all you need. Apex, Tradeovate, boom.
Yep, that's it, man. I mean, and we'll get into some strategies and some indicators I like and things like that. But I mean, that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy and simple to get started.
Okay. All right. So yes, this was just an intro, right? That's how to get started, which none of these things I knew. So this is all information for me too. So Apex, what is it called? What's it called? Apex Trading?
Apex Trader Funding, I think. Let me see.
All right. So
it's
pull up the website one more time. Just
yeah,
for my sanity and anybody else's that is curious, because I want to see what it is. Here we go. Apex ApexTraderFunding.com. Perfect. And they're running a 70% discount.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, because that makes what, 180 instead of 180. It's like 40-50 bucks with 70% off. About 40 bucks. Yeah, that's nothing. All right. Apex Trader Funding. Get the account. We'll have the link in the description. And I need to do this because it makes zero sense for me to not learn from you, somebody who I trade with daily, talk with daily, learn from daily. Like, why would I not do this? I don't know. It would be stupid if I didn't. Probably should have done it a long time ago. Watch. Oh, okay. So that's good information right there. A nice little FAQ in a picture.
Yeah.
2 payouts per month. Trade full size, no scaling, no daily. Trade on holidays, that's bad for me. My wife would hate me. Trade normal day. Yeah, no. Okay, that's good. Oh, there it is. Trade with multiple accounts up to 20. That's insane. So if you do this really well, you're doing really well. If you linked up 20 accounts and just made $200 times 20, that's where it gets really ridiculous with minimal risk.
The whole thing, and that's why I have my morning strategy, is to avoid over trading and avoid tilt. I mean, because it's so easy with this much leverage to blow everything up in an instant. And I've done that before.
Oh, yeah, that's not a joke, right? Like, we both know that the majority of people that are going to get into these funded programs, they're going to fail. These funded program things are making money probably hand over foot. Like, from people, most traders fail and most go in with no clue what to do and whatever. We know that, and that's with any trading, whether it's futures, small caps, or doesn't matter what it is. We know most people fail. So, but yeah, the fact that you can link up to 20 at a time. Anyway, all right. So going off track, but we did an intro. Apex Trader Funding. That's the website. Again, the link will be in the description. We talked about trade copying. All right, so cool. This is a nice little intro, right? I think we can maybe leave this here, and then in the future, we are going to do more content. Pull up your chart one more time. Do you have another or that chart?
Oh yeah, of the actual trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on one sec.
Because like I said, this was an intro. We're going to do future content where he talks a little bit more about specifically what he's doing just in that morning window, because most of your trades are within that first half hour, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, if it's not, then they're probably going to be losses.
Gotcha. So most of your trades in that first half hour, and we're going to get more into that, I think, on future content, like what you're looking for, maybe indicators, stuff like that. Okay, this is good. This is a good start.
And you know,
oh, well, go ahead.
Maybe I can improve through other people too. I'm down for any kind of positive reinforcement or opinions or whatever. So just, you know, hit us up.
Oh yeah, same as always, man. Like if there's certain things y'all want to see, talk about, things to improve, things you want to see, things you think we could do better, whatever. Same as always, you know, let us know. But ideally what we plan to do in the future is to talk literally more about this chart right here, you know, mostly as far as what he's doing in that first 30 minutes a day, because you share your charts in the room daily in futures.
Pretty much.
We have a futures section in our room. There's only a few guys that are actively doing it. But the few guys that are actively doing it, like you and Brady, and I know there's another couple guys in there that are actively trading futures, are doing well with them. And you're all essentially using, you know, these funded programs, and you're all seemingly doing well with them. I know Brady's been at it for a while too. So
yeah, he just took a payout here recently.
See, and that's awesome, dude. That's so
he had to spend a bunch of it to get a bunch of repairs done on his car, unfortunately. But
well, at least the fact that futures paid for that is awesome, though.
I know, man. That's what he said.
So yeah, we'll get more into the strategy part of it in future content. Because yeah, you share this stuff on the daily, and yeah, as far as the whole room thing, yes, there's a futures section in our room because you pretty much trade both daily, which sounds hard, but you do it well. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
But as far as the room thing, if y'all are interested in that, we try to, what did we say before we started this video? We usually save this room stuff for the end of the video to see if, all right, if people listen to the thing and whatever, then all right, cool, they can hear about the room. But it is invite only. It's not just open invitation. So you have to at least hit us up either in the comments or hit us up on Twitter. Our handles are in our pictures in the video. So
it used to be open, but it got to be too ridiculous, and we had too much spam in there. So we've cut a lot of that out. You know, we're trying to do something, you know, for the community and to help everybody out. And you know, we have affiliate links for stuff, but we don't sell anything. All of this comes straight out of mine in his pocket, all the software and everything. So, you know, trying to do good stuff for everybody and kind of give back. But you know, there's always going to be those people that want to screw stuff up and make it a problem for everybody else. But the room's still totally free. It's just invite only. So just hit us up. You know, if you watch through all of our videos till the end, that's when we usually mention it. If you've done that, then you know we appreciate the views and we appreciate you watching our whole video. So of course we'd love to have you in there trading with us.
Well said. All right, so future content, hopefully sooner rather than later, is going to be more about this right here, like how he's doing what he's doing and keeping his risk minimal and we don't talk about P&L much because it's all relative. But I will say some of the payouts he's gotten that he's told me about through this stuff, pretty ridiculous, to the point where you've mentioned to me on a couple of occasions, like, and look, we both love small caps, right? It's where we started. I'm never gonna fully abandon small caps. We would never fully abandon small caps, at least no time soon. But I've gotten more into some longer term swing stuff, large caps. You've been getting more into the future stuff. And what you've mentioned to me more recently is like, if I could really nail down this future stuff, like, dude, this is where it's at. So
It is, man. It is. There's a ton of money to be made in it.
yeah. And it's a little more de-risked. Obviously, we've talked about with small caps before. And again, like, we will both continue to trade small caps because I think there's a lot of money to be made there too. But when it comes to a risk, from a risk perspective, especially for newer traders, like, I mean, you said it at the beginning of the video, $100 for a futures account, a hell of a lot cheaper than somebody throwing in $4,000 or $5,000 either into futures or small caps. So,
and that $100 is only if you even, that's only if you even pass the eval. You know, like you can trade several evals. You know, if you throw 10, if you've got 10 grand saved up, I'm just throwing a number out there because somebody that was talking to me about futures a few months ago was telling me they had 10 or 15 grand and they were going to put it in an account. I was like, I wouldn't do that, man. You're probably going to blow it. And they're like, no, I won't.
that.
Yeah, and they were like, no, I won't. No, I won't. And I was like, I mean, dude, look, I mean, I've blown big accounts in small caps after I'd already been trading for a few years. I mean, shit happens, you know, things can happen. So you've got to, you've really got to think about it like that. Don't ever think, oh, I'm the one, like it's not going to happen to me, because it probably will. You know, more than likely you're going to lose a lot before you ever start making money. I sure did. I still lose. I mean, but
I lose in spot. Like, we both took losses in small caps to end the week on Friday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like, it's part of it. All right, so we rambled a lot at the end there, but this was a nice little intro, how to get started, because I literally had no clue. Future content is going to be more around how to do what we have here, strategies, indicators, things of that nature. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all, the time, the watch, the views, the shares, the comments, all that good stuff. If you have questions, hit us up. Questions about the room, hit us up. Twitter, comments, in YouTube, whatever, we'll answer them. But I think we're good, man. I appreciate it, seriously.
Hey, I'm glad we did this, man. I appreciate you sitting here with me and talking.
No, yeah, this was long overdue. We should have done this a long time ago. I should have personally done this a long time ago with you. I don't know. The fact I haven't is probably stupid, but we'll do more in the future. But no, this was good, man. Seriously, I appreciate it.
Good deal, man. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too.
Oh, hell yeah. I could talk this stuff all day long. All right. We're good. We appreciate y'all. And until the next one, peace.
Peace.